Hey, beautiful people, and welcome back to another soulful session of Mondays with Mondene. This is where we dive deep into the rhythm of life, love. I got to say that good, love, and liberty. I'm your host, Edie Mondene, and I'm ready to groove through the week and the beats with you, my beloved and long lost chillin'. Today, we're delving into a topic that empowers we, the people of America, inspired by President Roosevelt's 4 freedoms. So grab your soda water, well, you know, your Coke or Sprite or whatever it is, tuna and crackers, kick back, and let's get into the vital conversation. The beat goes on, but it's up to us to keep the rhythm of democracy alive. And it's got a kick. And I mean, you know, whatever you want to add. Let's do this together. Before we delve deep, I want to give you a little history. In 1941, President Roosevelt introduced the 4 freedoms: freedom of speech, freedom of worship, freedom of want, and freedom from fear. These freedoms, envisioned during the time of World War, remain relevant today as we face varied threats to healthy peacetime life. Well, I don't know if it's so healthy when we think about all that's going on, but we got to get ready. Now, today, I want to reflect on President Roosevelt's 4 freedoms. You know, we always talk about how America was coerced into colonization and racism, et cetera. But there are some good things that happened too. Freedom of speech, freedom of worship, freedom from want, and freedom from fear. And why ensuring these freedoms right now in this 2024 election is crucial in our modern world, the 21st century. Let's start with the freedom of speech. This remains essential in our society, allowing diverse voices to be heard and fostering open dialogue. In today's digital age, protecting free speech online is what? Paramount! Big time important. And it ensures everyone has a platform to express their opinions without censorship or discrimination. We have a right to be free. The second thing we want to discuss in those 4 freedoms is the freedom of worship. This is equally important, or in my opinion, the most important, being a preacher, promoting religious tolerance and respect for different beliefs. We must safeguard this freedom with all of our hearts, and we got to do it by advocating for religious freedom laws and combating religious discrimination and the big I word, well, it ends with an E, intolerance. Thirdly, but not lastly, we want to dig on the freedom from want to address economic disparities, and it ensures basic needs like food, shelter, and health care. These things have to be accessible to everybody. As we walk and work towards economic equity, we must support policies that reduce poverty, not produce poverty. Well, you know, we do that anyway. And provide affordable housing and health care and create opportunities for economic empowerment. Now, this is an important one, spiritually and socially. Freedom from fear is crucial for creating a peaceful and secure society. This freedom requires addressing issues like gun violence, racial discrimination, and political polarization. We must promote policies that prioritize public safety, address systemic inequities and inequalities, and foster unity and understanding amongst every community in this good old USA. Well, America, the greatest country in the world, the most powerful country in the world. Ensuring that President Roosevelt's 4 freedoms are on the forefront today. It's going to require collective action and commitment to upholding the democratic process, democratic values. We must advocate for legislative protections. I don't know what's wrong with my tongue today. And we've got to support organizations that defend these freedoms to a T, actively engaging and promoting inclusivity. Yeah, I said it right, inclusivity. and justice and equality for everybody, for you, me, everybody else. Today, right now, fear takes many forms. We get excited about climate change, rising nationalism, political instability, and there's a whole host of other things. And it seizes upon our differences, and it divides us and empowers those who exploit anxieties for their gain. You know, I can't stand looking at the news sometimes. Fear not only stifles action, but also threatens democratic values, as seen in historical examples like the internment of Japanese Americans during World War II. You weren't around, I wasn't around, but we've read about it and seen a whole bunch of movies, and we don't want to go there no more. Look it up. And one of the intended effects of fear is that it stifles action. It makes us cemented in our own tracks. Then to oppose fear, we must be willing to act. It's going to take you. Civil society, represented by organizations like Redes de Maré in Brazil, or Planned Parenthood acts against fear and fights to protect rights and freedoms. Recently, Planned Parenthood welcomed a larger than ever group of pastors and religious affiliates of marginalized communities with this statement. It said this, listen, and I was excited about it. We are thrilled, come on, to welcome the new members of the Clergy Advocacy Board to help raise awareness around the ways that clergy leaders and faith communities have long been driven by their faith to support sexual and reproductive health care. A strong majority of people in the U.S. support access to safe, legal abortions and other sexual and reproductive health care. And a multitude of faith communities stand with these ministers. These advocates know that caring about the health and rights of their communities is essential. And they stand with those across the country fighting for reproductive freedom. With these new members, we are energized and eager to carry our work forward on behalf of all the people, everybody, you and me-isms. Now, let's not forget history, because we have a tendency to understand that it repeats itself, and it does. History reminds us of our obligation to act even when the matter may not directly concern us. Well, it ain't got nothing to do with me, but it has everything to do with you, because it has something to do with your next door neighbor. The failure to protect freedom in the face of fear reminds us that our words in defense of freedom mean nothing, absolutely zero, if we do not act. And the beat goes on, but it's up to us to keep the rhythm of democracy alive and kicking. Kicking what? Let's do this together. And until next time, stay groovy, people, stay woke, and keep spreading that, here we go, say it with me, love, by insisting on a more just and inclusive future. Now, I want to do some special shout outs to our sponsors, Poshines. Not just a restaurant, but an institution. And it's located at 8139 North Denver. Get on in here and get some fried catfish and stuff like that. It's right here in the Kitten District, and you can expect the best soul food this side of the Willamette. Aunties and Tanties Daycare Services, they take real good care of kids. They took care of mine, and they grown men now. We got to do Adorn Electric stuff. They really light up our lives, and I'm grateful for their support on this podcast. You can visit me right here on Sunday mornings at Celebration Tabernacle in Portland, Oregon. And I want to do a special thank you to our production team. Dion, Robin, Andy, and Paul. Not one of them is bigger than the other, and they all stand tall. Hey, we got a new production team member. Her name is Ruby. And if you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends and followers. Turn on your notifications so you never miss a thing from Mondays with Mondene. And listen, be sure to follow us on, are you ready with me? Facebook, is that on my this side, whatever side that is, and YouTube, is that on that side, whatever side that is. And thank you for tuning in to Mondays with Mondene. Remember, it's not just about the music, baby. It's about the message. Let's keep the conversation going and make a difference. One beat at a time. And until next week, stay blessed and keep your light shining. You know, I talk about a lot about knowing where you came from to know where you're going. Well, I came from the projects of St. Louis, Missouri, and I ended up into the majestic mountaintops of Portland, Oregon. It's been a wonderful journey, and Lewis and Clark took that journey from St. Louis to Portland, and I took it too. It talks about who I am, and as I'm with you often in the in cyberspace or on websites or on the, what do you call it, social media, I want you to know a little bit about me and who I am. This book talks about my fantasies, my failures, my triumphs, and more than that, it talks about the resiliency of being able to continue to go forward regardless of the odds. I'd get a copy. It's called From Maladies to Melodies. And I hope that you enjoy it and give me some feedback. God bless.
Hey, it's time for you to come to Post Shine. Check out that catfish sandwich. Oh my goodness, is that the shrimp po' boy? Man, look at that chocolate chip cake. Man, I need to get over to Post Shines at 8139 North Denver right now because this food looks delicious. Or call if you'd like, 503-978-9000. And don't miss it, you'll be sorry.
In times gone past, we find ourselves making excuses so that people remind that, ooh, I've got to get home and tend to the brand new business. I need some time alone. Can't just wait until I'm finished texting on my phone.